Okay, yeah, good evening, everybody. I just met Jareen and Isaac for dinner. I will have all your a bit of dinners to just kind of go through. Yo! My goodness, my Rolex watch just got dropped on the ground and scratched. I actually do not care at all. It is already very scratched already. Anyway, I didn't buy material possessions to be slave to them. Okay, oh, someone's in the group, someone's in the chat. Okay, today we are going to spend an hour just going through a bit of your questions as well as me hosting Weston after this, just learning a little bit from him. He's obviously very young. He's even 10 years younger than me. But he's making more every single month. And I do not necessarily agree fully with the way he markets his brand. But at the core, I've known him, I've met him, I've spoke to him, I've shook hands with him, chatted with him about our struggles. I think at the core, he's just a kid. Yeah, and I want him to talk to you all because I think it gives a different perspective, a youth perspective, just someone that had 161 for his PSLE 2 years ago, not 2 years ago, 6 years ago. Yeah. And now he's doing 100 plus K revenue, no, 100 plus K profit a month. It is quite incredible by at least society standards, but at the same time, he thinks it's like nothing. And that's the beautiful part of it. He's just an ordinary kid. So I just want to kind of expand a reality box of what's possible through content, the reach and attention that you can generate, and how building a brand that sells helps to reprogram your offer. I want to set the stage by saying this, and I hope you all can take this down, right? I think I want to give you a mindset shift today also, is that fundamentally I realized this is that when you build a brand online and when you create content to sell, eventually sell an offer, what you are doing essentially is changing people's belief systems. The moment that you can speak to somebody in a way that changes their reality box and belief systems, they will buy your product or they will buy into you. And you do that through storytelling, you do that through examples, you do that through logic, you do that through your personality, you do that through a radical factor, you do that through good, engaging content. All of it combined, ultimately, the purpose is just to shift people's frame of reference in their head. That, hey, it is possible to, in my case, hey, it's possible to build a personal brand and double my income. Right? Hey, it's possible to attract clients that connect with my values and close a deal worth 5 figures. Right? This is your context. But in their context, right, they need to believe that your product or service is going to make them profit or better their life. That's why they reach out to you. Okay. What Mason does very well, right? And this again, let's talk about ethics behind it. Because ethics behind it, I just spoke to Gabriel. So Gabriel is a marketer from uh he started in direct sales. He was making 500,000 at a point of time selling investments at 20 years old. Money is an amplifier, so he squandered it all away to keep up his lifestyle. And then eventually he came out, he started to, get very good at building funnels and putting butts on seats. And he has done over 9 figures in revenue for multiple companies, including iQuadrant. Right? So I asked him, what is the lasting thing that keeps this company strong? And what is that fundamental thing that puts people into a webinar, that sells to people? He said that if you can just help them see that it makes sense, if you just help them see that it's irresistible, right? They'll pay any amount. Yeah, and the amount does not matter. I spoke to Janice again. I'm sharing my new insights with you because this is really important. I spoke to Janice recently. Right? I just met Janice before Jerry and Isaac, and I was talking to her. Right. Okay. Firstly, she gave me a paradigm shift about a girl that I was talking to. Right. And then and this is fascinating because I was talking to a lot of people about this situation, and they're giving me conflicting advice here and there, like making me think about certain things here and there. Well, not bad advice, but the moment I sat down with her, within 2 minutes, she made up my mind that Kevin is a very bad idea to pursue her at this point. And whether or not that's reality, it's a separate thing. But the way she convinced me with her clarity and with her belief, made it more convincing than every single other person that I talked to. Yeah. And it's so interesting to me because like the thing is that she does the exact thing for her clients. What she does is that she charges 10 to 20K for a consulting offer, but she helps them to make to she helps them to make maybe 100K. Then she said all she does is not change the offer. All she does is rebrand their positioning. All she does is that she helps them to see. I'm distracted by my robot, my parents' robot outside the room. All she does, right, is that she helps people to see that um they can charge more. And she just helps people create the belief of positioning the offer in a different way. And she said she can pull money out of thin air. Yeah. And it's fascinating to me because it's not just talk. Like she did the exact same thing with my brand. So now she's working with me at Radical Riches, right? So this client was asking about my services. And then initially I was charging about 1K, right? I was charging about maybe 1K per brand deal. I said, okay lah, easy for me, I spend give a moment. Sorry. So it's initially I was planning to do, 1K, which I felt was an overstate. I already felt like a bit bad charging 1K. You get what I mean? So I feel a bit bad charging 1K for maybe a 5 minute interview. Right? Because Radical Riches is a short interview, you cut it up, right? Then she told me, Kevin, like this person is SME boss, SME, he's running a company where he provides SME consulting to business owners, right? Whether he sell loans or whatever, he consults them and he basically closes offers on that, right? And one offer close is probably a couple thousand. Then she said to me, against what is his alternative? He going to run an ad, and the average cost per lead is probably one cost per impression is $1 per one view. I need to verify this. This is what she roughly told me. So she said for 10K views, it's around 10,000 or something like that. It could be, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Is it an overstatement? You run ads, right? Is it roughly around there or is it lower? For a targeted audience. Not sure? Okay, you need to figure out because eventually if you run ads, right, you'll be very clear of the CPM and like cost per lead and whatever. So anyway, she was very clear that when you provide service for this person, right, you are putting, let's say assuming you get 10K views, you are putting 10,000 people's eyeballs in front of this offer. And these people are not random people. These people have interest in business. People are probably some of them SME owners, some of them are business owners. So that offer against 10,000 plus on top of that, right? On top of that, this is something that is already there, right? This is something that there's a lifetime value of it. So against that offer, right, the minimum charge you should do, even if you want to give a discount, is 8K for one video, right? And so I'm going to pitch the offer to that person. And even if I say I'm going to pitch the offer to that person, plus, and I'll update you if I close it, 8K. And even if I want to add extra value, I can add extra discussion in, probably add an extra discussion in. So it's a main feature plus a discussion, okay, for that amount of money. But the reason why I share this example with you is because in that less than 5 minutes, right, she essentially made me 7K if I close the deal. So so then what I realized is that it's really not the amount of time is one thing, but it's also the potency and how you see yourself. And helping people to see an offer that makes sense for them. You cannot just put out a number and say 10K, but if you don't justify it, it doesn't make sense. The whole purpose of funnels and how people get into offers is that if it makes sense in their head financially, and most of the time it's financially, huh? Other aspects is a bit hard to justify unless it's like kids' health and stuff like that. But we can help people see that reality in their head, the amount is insignificant. Yeah. That is the thing that I have to go through because I'm still playing at a very low level. You get what I mean? So now, why I share this with you, right, is because when you create content, when you create content, it is the same thing. All you're doing, right, is that now it's through a screen. Now it's through a screen. You are shifting people's reality to believe that whatever you're selling, right, whatever your upsell offer eventually is, right, whether it's property, whether it's insurance, whether it's wealth management, whether it's hosting or coaching, right, you are creating that shift in their mind that it is worth investing in your offer. Maybe not directly, but it's worth at least having hopping on a call with you to discuss it. Then on the call, you double down on it and help them to see it again, right? But your content essentially is a mini salesperson for you. All Rayson is doing is that he's helping people, kids, to believe that they can make 5 figures, 6 figures at that age. That is all he's doing. Now, the ethics behind it, flexing a watch, going to New York, stuff like that, saying that my drop shipping stores today earn me 5K when that 5K is maybe revenue. I don't know whether it's profit. Probably not profit, right? It's revenue. Now, the ethics behind it is very questionable. Okay, and this is a path that he has to go through. But I don't really want to go into that. My point is I'm trying to tell you is that you do it in an ethical way that you believe is ethical, but you need to shift people's reality in their head that, hey, upgrading a property from HDB to condo makes sense for me. It's the best potential investment decision given this amount of money that I have. And when you can help them to see that shift, either through storytelling, either through whatever, consistency, nurturing, you can help them see the shift, then you close the sale. Yeah. Am I making sense to you? Okay, good. Yeah, good. Okay. So and this radical age is another example of this, by the way. Previously, I did not believe that I could run this offer until Edric helped me to change my reality box. It's like, Kevin, listen, you're underselling yourself. Nobody in the market can provide the same level of value as you in the way that you do it. Yeah. So then he helped me to realize that. So it's the same thing. So you all need to help your clients realize that. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Now I want to deep dive into some questions that you all have with regards to your content strategy and how you've been up to. I spoke to Jereen and Isaac so far already. Maybe share with us, share me the lessons that you'll pick up. So Jereen, Isaac, you just take a quickly unmute yourself. Just talk about the main things that you learned from the session that I did with you. Yeah. Yeah, Jereen, you go first.
Okay. Basically, I think for content, right, even though like probably in the video we don't realize that there's actually little actions or being very meticulous, right, do make a difference in bringing out the emotion aspects. And video just be clear, sharp, concise, and know what you want to deliver to the audience
Yeah.
and good enough to make it clear, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. So initially they were like having a lot of ideas into one video. I was like, no, one video, one idea. One big idea, you double down on that. All my viral videos, it's just one idea. Education is broken. Right? Education is so perfect to the point that it lacks that is broken. That's my thesis. Then my entire thing is just in elaboration, storytelling elaboration. That's all. And it's shared thousands of times. Okay. So you don't need a long video. You just need sharp and short points, and you need to articulate it well with case studies, examples, and that's about it. Okay. Obviously, if you're doing a bit of interview stuff like Barry, then a little bit different context, but it's still the same, right? You want to capture the essence, the best essence of your interviewer, the best parts of it in that, yeah. And once you build a channel with a platform, then you can insert in your offer. Then you can talk about your own services as a host, in emceeing and things uh as a moderator, yeah. Yeah. And also because you're doing talking head stuff, you can weave in very easily the work that you do, the lessons that you learn. It's a little bit like Kitanya lah. So your brand is more of like yeah, it's not too different. Yes, you have interviews and you use people, but also there's a lot of you as well. Yeah. Your values, your thought processes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Um, Barry, you want to go next? You want us to look at your vlog now?
You can. It's a bit long though. It's 7 minutes.
No
Yeah.
worries. Yeah,
Yeah.
no worries. We can play it on double speed and also
Sure. I think my reflections from the street interviews, the first batch that I did when you were there last Saturday,
yeah.
the if I had to hit on two or three things, I think really what you message me, really, what is the viewer looking for?
Mm,
What are their belief systems? What are their thoughts? What are their hidden questions they want answered?
mm,
And that's number one. And number two is really to just go with the flow with the with the uh with the what do you call the interview on the spot, and you really do not know who you get, what you get.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good. So listen, if you want to shoot interviews eventually, some of you, right, starts try and be in the moment with them. And this will take practice. You don't need to force it eventually, right? This will take practice. Don't be too hard on yourself, right? I learned it over 10 years. So you need to, first of all, hold space for the person, know what you want to ask, but at the same time also be present. That's not easy. Because some of you are thinking of what's the next question to ask, right? And then you lose out of the present moment. You lose out of the present moment, you lose ability to relate, to reflect, and also to probe. Because a good interview skill is to relate, to reflect, and to probe, right? And you need to probe in the direction that to feel as if probe in the direction that audience wants to listen to the replies. Yeah. And to do that, it's a bit of social listening. It's to like kind of predict based on social listening what would people want to hear out of this particular person. If let's say this person is his dream is to be a footballer, okay, a ran footballer. As then he's like, okay, on scale 1, how close are you to achieving the dream? He's like, okay, -1 lah. I never really go for a club. Then you probe, right? You don't say, too bad. Because everybody knows that it's going to be hard to be in the Premier League, right? But you say that, okay, you probe, you say, okay, but actually, do you try? Do you try for it when you're young? Do you go for training and stuff like that? Then you probe a little bit. Then you lead on to a broader question, in Singapore, do you think we should encourage kids to dream about the Olympics? Do you think it's worth it? Then we go into a discussion about sports in Singapore, then becomes relevant. You see, so you bring a person, but you bring in a broader issue that is shareable, that is relevant. Yeah. So let's say interviewing a teacher, okay, and he says, "Oh, one of my dreams is to be a teacher," and now I'm taking my NIE license or whatever, and then you say, "Great, what do you think are the best and worst parts of education, formal education?" Yeah. What is one story that stuck with you in education journey? So yeah, do this on the spot because I really have like subconsciously I can work these things, but if you get a hang of it after a while. Okay? Can? So okay, let's look at this and we can evaluate this together. First of all, what's the purpose of this vlog? Is it just to get in the habit of creating what's the purpose of the YouTube channel? Yeah.
This yes, I just thought that I can, besides the talking head
Mm.
and the interviews, I thought to create some experiences as well. And anyway, I've not done a vlog before,
Yeah.
so I said let's just do it lah. And since I was there with my daughter, is it? So I just
Mm.
do it lah, and
Okay.
then just post lah, and then
Sure.
I'll just try and see whether it's
Okay.
something I want to do or not. Yeah.
Okay, let's watch.
Are you excited for your performance?
See what you truly mean. I want it to end. I want it to end. I don't want to have this pressure anymore. Just let me get my role.
What role do you think you want to get? Would you like to get in it? Let's go.
Okay, if you really want to shorten the edits, right? Okay, this is relevant for all of you, guys. Listen up. Anything that is a repetition that does not add value to the narrative, you can take out. So, for example,
Pressure anymore. Just let me get my role.
What role do you think you want to get? Would you like to get in it?
can you see that he says the same thing twice? Yeah, so this second one is not needed. Unless you want to focus on the expression, right? Then okay, what role you need to get? Then maybe cut to expression. So what you can do is that you can isolate the voice here, right? Then zoom into her instead in the expression. So even it's a different frame, you can still edit it in a way that it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you only use one.
Let's go.
We don't talk about.
Just
we don't talk about
say it here. Just say it here. Nobody's gonna watch this. Okay, she just don't want to say. She just don't want to say.
As a participant, I will not say anything until the thing is over.
Hey, are you excited to watch a performance?
Of course, we'll cheer the loudest.
Yes.
Excited.
Okay. What's going on? Okay. So okay, again, have you all read my principles of vlogs yet? It's inside the manual. Okay. I actually wrote some principles of shooting vlogs. You all can go and take a look at it eventually if you are doing vlog content. Alright. But the thing is, this is a YouTube video, it's a little bit different. You have a little bit longer attention span of stuff. But if you want to do this, you want to do this vlog on short form, like I said, the narrative crafted has to be very, very specific to entertainment and education. So anything that's entertaining or educational, you have to include it in. All right? And the cuts have to be sharp, they have to be quick. This is a bit too slow already. Yeah, the cuts have to be really fast. Another thing to note is that you want to take this down. And I also wrote about this, but once you review that manual, everything will be there. But you wanna create this thing called stakes, STAKES. And this is relevant for any of your content. Okay, this is relevant for any of your content. Every good story has a stake. Every good movie, every good book has a stake. And stakes are essentially what the protagonist stands to gain or lose, the consequences that he has to bear as the story progresses. People are interested in drama and interested in stakes. That's why we like to gamble, because you want to know what's the outcome. If let's say if I create a stake and say, calling people Sharon until I find a Sharon, giving her $1,000. I'm creating a curiosity hook, right? Payoff hook, and it's a stake. Like if I just do a vlog, I say, my 3-day vlog in Korea talking to strangers. Maybe it's a decent stake that, okay, Kevin's gonna talk to strangers. Let's see what he's gonna cook up with, right? Versus 3 days homeless in Korea. 3 days homeless in Korea with no money, or 3 days homeless in Korea trying to make $1,000. Then what you do is you create a stake and you create interest. Now people are wondering, how the heck is Kevin gonna? It's novelty, right? What is Kevin gonna do? How is he gonna survive? There's human interest. Then along the way, as I build the storyline, I will include in things that are interesting and engaging enough, that fits into the narrative. At the same time, also education and entertaining. I might talk about how I survive on the streets, a bit of street smart stuff, right? I might talk about a bit of entertainment. I lie, I run random, I sleep in random places and things like that. So anything that's visually interesting, engaging, adds to the narrative, I'll put it in. Right? Let me see. Okay, you know what? Let me give an example instead. It's easier. Yeah. So I'm just gonna look at some of my past vlogs I did. And frankly speaking, I went to Korea. Yeah lah, to find a girl lah. But then at the same time also, I told myself that I cannot let it go to waste. And by the way, this whole AI nonsense, it's going faster than y'all can imagine. The last part of this share, I also want to talk about AI. Because I'm exploring now how we use AI to generate ideas, to shorten your processes. But AI is a second brain, it's not your brain. You need to learn how to code it to understand your brain. And then AI helps to generate ideas based off your thought processes. Does it make sense? Yeah. So now generative AI, like these things are going faster than before. After a while, you will not be able to tell the difference. And it's damn scary to me. Because you can code an entire street interview from start to finish and feel as if it's real. Yeah, so this is one. I got no sound, right?
Achieving straight A's at O level. Strategy for achieving straight A's at O level.
No smiles, no joy, no friends, and most importantly, no childhood.
Don't listen to her. She is talking nonsense.
Yeah, this is AI, but it's getting more and more real. It's very scary. I think this is a Google product, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, they released a couple of products, like 15 products or something.
For achieving straight A's at
Before you know it, right? Before you know it, I think videographers might even be irrelevant. It's pretty insane. And it's like, well, you can either roll with it or you just get scared about it. I just prefer to just roll with it lah. In times, in society, we always go through technological changes. In the past, people thought flying on airplanes is absolutely insane. Now it's like second nature to us. And AI is gonna be, people are gonna think it's insane. In a while, it's gonna be second nature to us. Yeah, you see what they're saying? People can't even tell. People can't even tell it's AI. Anyway, okay, let me just go to my channel and just talk about vlogs. Yeah. Okay, okay, so let's watch this one I pinned.
This homeless elderly man has never sat on a flight before, so I flew him to Singapore for a 2-day tour. Recently, I helped Peng Ho
Yeah. Okay, let's watch
and
it.
he was really appreciative and looking forward to seeing Singapore. Very excited to fly for the first time as well. So here is me keeping my promise.
Okay, so this is 14 seconds. In 14 seconds, I already set up the stake already. Right? The stake is he's homeless. It's in KL. I'm gonna fly him to Singapore. So now people are gonna find out, right? Is he going to enjoy his first flight ever? He's 60 plus years old, he has never sat on a flight. So people are gonna watch this video to find out his reactions in sitting on the flight. So I built a narrative. Then eventually, okay, let's watch it. ，OK，so why did I include this, right? So this is all these are endearment. So like I could include in parts of endearment. He's wearing the slippers that I bought him. You know, there are many things I can include in the vlog, but I just needed that 1 second just to show that hey, he's like appreciative of the things I've given him. It adds to the narrative, right? No worries. So just a little bit of gratitude from the daughter, just a bit of visual interest. Who is this person traveling as well? So that creates some interest.
To toilet 5 times, he's so anxious.
Okay, yeah. So when toilet 5 times, he's so anxious. Again, also adds to the narrative, right? You're creating this, you're building a character, yeah, and you're showing humanity. Yeah. All these are transition cuts. You notice that I spent 0 point something seconds on them. I keep looking at them and say, is this enough? Is this enough? And I said 0.5, 0.6 is enough. Just enough for you to get context to move to the next shot. Okay?
Lift the metal flap. Đi gọi thử bắt chén lên để thử loạn chỉ tàu đi bay. Sẽ bắt tay làm sang là bây giờ消费了紧张大家不我为了高兴了不是什么不是是来了进来请教
Wait, so this entire thing is like 15, 20 minutes. So I picked the best 20 seconds of it. The 20 seconds that show the most emotion. And I stitched it together. It's not easy, but eventually, you know, after a while when you watch, you realize that I cried when I did this edit. Yeah. I really got very emotional when I did this edit because like it's just like first of all, it's a piece of my heart. And second of all, I'm reliving the moment through the footage. Yeah. And I just knew this is gonna go viral and I was right. Yeah.
早点讲，你抓久了，管他，我要去这个，我去这ya. Boleh tadi ketika ke ruang penyimpanan di atas. Terima kasih.
Welcome to Singapore. So I told my guys to surprise them.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 有你的名字。
Yeah, and then I create sticks for part 2 to 4. Yeah, so you notice there's also a full circle conclusion. I started off with him looking at Changi Airport and saying that wow, this is really nice. See? And then I end off with him actually at Changi Airport. Yeah, so you know, I wish I had time to do this again, man, frankly speaking. I feel emotional looking at this again because it's been a while since I've chatted with them as well, and makes me wonder if I'm just using them as content. So it kind of pains me, but I cannot be in all places at once, and I gotta focus on getting my income up so that I can start to do things more extravagantly. Yeah. So anyway, back to the content perspective. I'm just trying to show you all that this is how you build a narrative. You create stakes and you find the most engaging parts to put in. Yeah, you can be very brutal and ruthless about this. Okay? Yeah.
Kevin, I have a question.
Yeah.
Just now there was part 2 to 4, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of videos do you decide to keep it to one part, and what kind of videos you decide to split it up?
Go back to what I said earlier, one idea. So if you have too many things in one thing, right, you lose effect of the main idea. The main idea of this video is very simple. I just want to see his reaction of him flying. Okay? And coming to the airport and seeing the airport. That's all. Right? So it's like I didn't decide on this before, right? Like in my head when I planned the content, I planned it in parts. I planned it in parts. But I also noticed that after a while when I have enough footage, I'm okay to split this part into two parts. Because I didn't predict that I have enough footage for the second, third, fourth part. I only thought maybe three parts max. But because the second day was so good that he went to USS, I decided, okay, let's split up. So I just focus on USS and then the food after that. Versus put everything together in a 5-6 minute video. Yeah. So after a while, based on the footage, you will kind of roughly tell. But before that, you have a rough plan of what you want to include into one, how many parts you want to create. Yeah. So in the pre-production, I kind of plan it out roughly. Yeah, and even the hook as well, I planned it out, like me running towards him, like this is like kind of semi-planned. Actually, not really lah. Me running to him is not semi-planned. I was just late, and I couldn't find the place. I was not late, but I just got lost, and then I don't know where they were. And the plane was about to take off, so like, I had to run all the way to like apparently they were already inside, checked in. I didn't know, so I had to check out, check in again. Then I ran to them, and then yeah, I found them there.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
for most people who are not content creators, if you're running late, the last thing you will think of is to take out your phone and shoot yourself running, you know. So it's not that natural. You just have to keep reminding ourselves to do it.
Yeah. You find moments, you see. You find moments of conflict. So for example, right, the one that got 600K views, right? Sorry, 60K views. I'll show you another video. So recently I created a sticks where I went to Korea, right? So this one was not planned again. I really lost my phone, you know. I really what I tell you, you know why? I tell you why. Well, this is so what's the word for it? This is so simpy, right? The point where I just lack of a feminine touch in my life, right? That she didn't reply me for a while, right? She didn't reply me for like one day or so. So then she on the cab, on the cab there, she replied me. And I was in the cab, right? I was about but then she replied me, I'm sorry for the late reply. I was sick for the whole day and I just slept the entire day. That's why I didn't reply, blah blah blah. And it was a neutral reply. It wasn't like he wasn't asking me back questions. So it's just at that point it's already still very obvious that I'm not a priority and she needs to distance herself from me. But it was not apparent to me at that time for some reason because I'm just dumb. Okay, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I have no regrets. But at that point now, I was just dumb. Just dumb. So I was like thinking of how to reply her and everything. I was like stressing over it. Then I stressed over it to the point where I have another phone that's is in the seat. My main phone, the one in the 4G. So then I left the car, and then the other phone is there. What the heck? Then now the driver went all the way to the west. I cannot contact the driver because that phone is the main phone. Grab is not installed on this phone. And the best part is, right, I have less than an hour till the plane flies. So I'm like, shit, how am I going to solve this problem? So then I stressed out, should I call my sister? Eventually, I got another phone. Then I connected that phone to the Grab. I called the driver. I said, can you drive back to Changi Airport? I give you money, $30 plus. So thankfully, he drove back. I checked in. The guy said, okay. 12 o'clock. 12:05 he come. 12:30 is the flight. You just get your phone and then you run, or you walk fast all the way to the end. I'll tell the guys to wait for you. Yeah. So that was the narrative behind the first video. So I said, okay, whatever. Since I messed up, I might as well use this as content. Might as well. So this is what I did. And I created this because in my head, I knew that this would be a good conflict to start the series. Like a good stake to start a series. Remember the story arc is that you have to start off with a conflict. Okay, you cannot start saying, oh, this is Barry and today I'm going to talk about my life. No, okay? So you start with a conflict. This is what I did.
Right, I'm running to board the train because I left my phone in the Grab. I only brought one bag behind. Just one white shirt, one black shirt, one pants, and the rest of the stuff I'll find when I'm there.
Okay, so how many seconds is this? 13 seconds. I'll set the stakes already. First of all, I left my phone in the Grab. It's pretty stupid. And it's me running with nothing. Just two bags and two shirts. And I also put a texture hook there. Right? Homeless in Korea, day 0. So people who never watched the context before, but like, how the heck is Kevin doing now? You know what I mean? So, and it's kind of on brand for me, right? Because no one's we kind of, I mean, I do so random stuff that nothing is surprising anymore. But still, it's funny. So I just say that I want to find any places to bathe and sleep. Let me know without getting robbed. This is the world's best airport. Then what I did,
I think I'm about to make it. It's the world's best airport. It's a playground in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, so I contemplated putting this in. This is like 6 seconds. I contemplated if I should add this in because it's not necessarily relevant to me getting on the plane. But I just thought it's novel enough. It's a huge ass playground in the middle of nowhere with kids playing. And I was like, what the heck? Which airport in the world is a playground? So I just showed it now. Yeah, this one.
My flight is there. I made it, guys. Right, I'm safe.
You notice that there's very little dead space and very little pauses in between cuts, right? It's one shot to one shot to one shot.
I learned some Korean in the meantime. 안녕하세요. Samsung. I'm homeless. I need some money. Holy, there's no one beside me. Right, I'm running.
That's about it. It made a humor at the end. Yeah, so yeah, that's just how I create a vlog. And this is not even done intentionally. I'm like, I just seize the moment. But I didn't even plan this, by the way. I didn't even plan this. I was just like, might as well. I'm running, it's funny. I'll just do it. Yeah. So this is what I mean by sometimes you just see opportunities and you grab it. Because and that you have to train yourself to do that when you have done enough times when you're comfortable shooting and you can tell intuitively what is gonna sell. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again, going back to you guys, right? How you're gonna apply it with no followers is that if I say that day in the life of an intern, day in the life of a host, day in the life of a body agent, there's no stakes there because it's like it's just there's no what's in it for me. If I say day in the life of an intern making 5 figures, then subtly there's a stake because people will be like, who is this intern? I also make 5 figures. Then they'll be wondering what you do. Then they'll watch on. You get what I mean? Or if you create like some sort of a stake, we need to think about it based on your day. Yeah. Think about it based on your day. And also what you can do is that you can also use ChatGPT as well. So let's assume that then this is how we're going to train yourself to use ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is a second brain, but you need to prompt it. So you need to feed it your thought process. For example, I'm saying that now, context, right? And this can be safe, right? Context. I'm a budding creator trying to grow my brand. And I'm shooting vlogs and understand that stakes are important in creating interest. But I'm struggling to word my hook on stakes. Can you help me come up with ideas? Help me come up with ideas. Okay, so I would like preferably a stake that is financial related. Giving people an interest in watching on. Okay, so I am a property agent who encourages people to upgrade from HDB. Okay, this one should be all in the context to condo within. Okay, this I need to make it more clear. Okay, this is just very like general for me within reason and proper financial planning. Okay, I am doing a day in the life of a viewing plus meeting a client who is keen to explore how to explore our method. Okay, so this is really generic. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, yeah, okay. So this is what ChatGPT is saying, tell me. So you see what you see what you're doing? Can you see that? Yeah. So today's viewing could help my client make or lose 150K in future value, depending on what we decide. Yeah. So it's like and then So you start the video with, so today's viewing could help my client make or lose 150K in future value. I think it's a bit long. To me, if I want to make it even better, I'll be like, my client might make or lose. My client might make I shoot the video. My client might make or lose 150K in future value, depending on what we decide. Then this is a day in the life of a property agent trying to upgrade, blah blah blah. This is your positioning. Then you go into your day. Make sense? Yeah. Okay, I mean, this is just, you need to contextualize this. Obviously, this is a bit exaggerated, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, good. So another good thing to do is also countercultural stuff. So anything that's countercultural, right, you can start with a stick. It's probably really great rental income. It's probably really great rental income. Join me as I talk to 5 clients about it today. Yeah, it's probably really great passive rental income. Join me day in the life as we talk to 3 of our clients today. Then when you create a day in the life, you also want to include in their perspectives, especially if they run a business or they are some sort of credibility. You want to ask them questions to tease out value from them, experiences from them, real life experiences. Then you piece it into the narrative. Am I making sense? Yeah, you want to piece in the narrative to build your narrative. And ultimately, this goes back to what I said earlier, remember? At the start of my entire meeting, all this you're doing now is just to help shift people's beliefs that, oh yeah, actually it's a wealth trap. I didn't know. Maybe I shouldn't be so, maybe I shouldn't put my money into so quickly into this, and consider your offer instead. Yeah. So that is what you're doing. It's just a battle of influence, right? It's just a battle of influence and belief. That's all it is in sales. Everybody has income. You're just competing to see where he's going to distribute the income. You could have spent this 5K you spent with me on an agency, right? You decided that, okay, I'm going to rather take a risk and spend it on me because I've shown enough credibility as well as passion as well as results to say that I'm going to take a bet on this. Make sense? Yeah. So in the same way, you need to reverse engineer it for the people that you're selling to. Yeah. Start to observe, right, content from a business angle as well. Start to observe business creators. A lot of them do it unintentionally, especially creators. Creators mostly do it unintentionally. They're just being themselves. But even then, you can also learn from why people respond to them. Because when they be themselves, it's very authentic. Yeah. But business creators, the smart ones, their content is very well designed. Like Rayston is one. Rayston is one. Let's look at some of his stuff, right, before he comes in. Okay. He has an agency that he works with that used to work with Iman Ghazi. And obviously he works with the best people. So they design his scripts and everything. Yeah. Okay, so this is all he did. He just spread money as a 17-year-old because he saw overseas people doing it. And this alone got people curious and also, start to follow him just purely out of curiosity. Yeah, then slowly he built his brand on education. Yeah. This is another smart move by him. What he did was that
My guy Simon Boy,
which is another influencer, I DM him and said, hey, can you teach me how to dropship? So what he did was he met him up and he did a video with him. Yeah, and this video went viral also because he lends people's credibility. Yeah.
wants to start dropshipping, so let me give you guys a quick 3-step tutorial. I'm gonna get this out of the way, but dropshipping is just a fulfillment method. At the end of the day, you're running an actual business. So first things first, you need to download Shopify, as this is where you're gonna host your store at. Shopify basically allows you to create, manage, and customize your online store. It also serves as a payment processor, but essentially it's your all-in-one solution for dropshipping. So now that you have Shopify and assuming you have a store built already, you need to find a product. So you may be when I'm finding for a product already. Secondly, in running ads on Facebook.
This is the most basic stuff. This is literally Googleable. Okay. This is literally Googleable. Now, why does it work, right? It's because number one, Simon Boy is there. Okay. Number two, it's novel because he's young and he speaks relatively eloquently. Right? Number three, he's in a penthouse also. So he creates a visual as well as the context to actually draw people in. And this is a little bit of luck. Sometimes you cannot read. Sometimes it's just a bit of luck. Right? But I'm just showing you that something as simple as this can go viral. Okay. But again, what he has is that he's really built interest already. You know what I mean? So this is a result of him already building interest. Yeah. And all these are just like random stuff. This is his clipping stuff. So what he does is that he goes on stream and then he goes on dates, and sometimes he just shows his lifestyle, and then he pays his clippers to clip this. So he pay the clippers by views. And the intention is that you create awareness in your lifestyle so that people want to be like you. Yeah. This is a little bit higher level in terms of funnel building. You don't need to get to that level. Yeah, just focus on building one platform first. Yeah, this is something I consider as well, but I cannot control the quality. Yeah, so recently, he decided to do a bit of educational content. Okay, let's watch this. This is one of his. Let's watch this.
This is me, secondary school dropout, made $250,000 last month. And this is you, regular Singaporean guy, making 3K a month, 4K on a good month, and just being dreadful. I make consistent 6 figures in profit every single month, and you might be making minimum wage. But the truth is, we're both the same. I didn't grow up rich. I went to Zhenghua Primary School, went to Fajar Secondary School, had 161 for my PSLE score, completely failed my N-levels, had no role models, but I just had people I didn't want to become. Everyone told me that studies was the path to be successful, but I looked around me, I saw people with uni degrees going to NUS making just 4 to 5K every single month. When I first started, I had distractions and I failed. I was exactly just like you, but the only difference, I took the leap of faith to actually try something new. You can say I got lucky, or you can actually admit you've been playing safe in a system that was never built for you. Singaporeans will say study hard, get a job and be grateful. Meanwhile, I dropped out of school when I was 16. Everyone thought I was crazy, but right now I'm living the dream life. So if you're tired of waiting, watching and wishing, I'll show you how branded dropshipping changed everything for me in just 6 months. Comment SG and I'll send you a completely free training teaching you how to start dropshipping from A to Z, even if you have no experience.
Yeah. So he and this is not just one video. He created like 6 videos of a similar style and campaign just to funnel people into a webinar. Yeah, and also a lead magnet, which is he's sending. So again, like I said, ethics behind it, I don't want to go into it, but I want to learn from the storytelling. What he's doing is that he's essentially shifting people's belief. You start with a hook, I'm 16, I make $250,000. Now that is not profit, that's revenue. But technically, it's not like he made that amount of money, right? Revenue profit, he still made it. So people are kind of like, oh wow, that's crazy, And then he juxtaposes it to like 3 to 4K on a good month. You have gone through university and you make sure for it. So in people's minds, right, they're either angry or they're like, just what the heck? Like, why? So what he's doing is that he's also saying that he got 161 in PSLE. He's just like you. There's nothing special. He even lists out the schools that he goes to for familiarity. That's a bureau of him looking the most ordinary Singaporean kid, which he was, by the way. And therein lies the draw. Your backstory actually is very powerful because your backstory is your foundation on which you would sell. If you don't have a very, very strong backstory, it's okay. Use other people's backstory. Use your clients and talk about them. But all of you, to some extent, have a reason why you do what you do, and you can talk about a little bit about your backstory. You may not make it the focus of your brand. I mean, obviously, Rayston is strong enough to make it the focus of his brand because it's novel enough. And his entire brand is built around the fact that you can be young and make money. So it works for him, and no one else in Singapore has done it. So because he's the first mover, he has the first mover's advantage. Okay, so it's when I talk to him, we are really very chill. He's like, "Wow, Kevin, actually, I never do anything special. Like, I'm just here talking." He just works like 5 hours a day, and then his content team handles like his setters and closers handle everything, and then the fulfillment is handled by his coaches. Yeah, so it's insane to me. Even if I don't agree with fully with the ethics behind flashy stuff and drawing people in and selling them a dream, I at the very least can learn from how he built his funnels and and the belief that he's given me that I can easily make 6 figures a month. If I did not have him, I would not have that mental switch. So indirectly, what he did for me also is help me to make that mental switch. Yeah. So it's fascinating to me. Yeah. I can just show you one more about how he designs, this stuff. Like
This is Bukit Brown Cemetery. Most people would say it's just a graveyard, but it's more than that. It's where Singaporeans' dreams go to die. Our parents had dreams, their parents had too, but they all heard the same script. Go to uni, get a job, play it safe. This week alone, when I was taking my Grabs, I was talking to the drivers and every single one of them told me that they hate their lives. Working 12 hours a day, just making $9 an hour.
This is probably not true. I don't think Grab drivers would say that they are theory. I mean, it could be partially some element of truth to it, but it's script.
They're stuck regretful. Do you really want to live that life? Maybe the path you're on isn't just for you. Maybe it's just the one that Singapore gave you. I dropped out of secondary school when I was 16. I'm currently 18 years old right now. Yesterday alone, I've already made over $6,000 from doing nothing. I've built a 7-figure empire, all thanks to branded dropshipping. Comment Miss and I'll send you my free training so your dreams don't end up like the ones at Bukit Brown.
Yeah. They're powerful storytelling. And he's probably aided a little bit by Chat. We can ask him later. Yeah, he's gonna come in a while. Okay, yeah. Any other questions before I ask him to come in? With regards to content related stuff, you can ask me and DM me anytime, but you need to start doing it. The content library is the manual is there. Yeah. The next step, some of you asked me this. The next step is for me to also teach you how to work with VAs. But the problem is that you haven't shot enough yet. So the thing is that to work effectively with VAs, you first of all you need to understand how to edit good content first. And you need to practice that. Okay, on CapCut, whatever, so that you know how to do content cards. And you know a little bit of what proper captioning is and what SFX you can use. Then from then on, when you brief VAs, it's a lot clearer. Now, obviously, I have SOPs for briefing. I also have recorded some stuff that you can teach you how to brief because I brief VAs with Bernie, so I recorded it. Yeah, so you can learn a little bit from how I brief them. But the idea is that the English is not as good, so you have to give them clear instructions on, okay, this is what I want, and these are the cards that I want, the SFX that I want. But in order to do that, you have to know what is available. Obviously, they'll put in their own creativity, right? That's why I'm paying them. But to make it really effective, you yourself need to know, oh, these are the common stuff that is being used. These are the content cards that I want. Yeah. Then they can start to move towards that. Even with storytelling approach as well, there's a way to structure it and share it with them so that they know how to execute. Yeah. Okay. So remember, keep in mind, guys, even VAs, you cannot treat them like a head. You absolutely cannot. I'm telling you this. You cannot say, I want to outsource to VAs. Okay, I just outsource everything to them. My content, I just shoot 3 interviews. I just send it to them because I want to save time. You end up wasting more time. Yeah. The whole idea of this model is that I'm trying to teach you how to think like how to do good content so that in future you can build your own content teams. If you want to outsource, right, you should just do a done for you model. I call in my guys, I partner with some people, I do a done for you model. Yeah. Okay, which actually could be something that works better for you. I don't know. But at the very least, you try a done with you model first. Then you find out what works and doesn't work for you. You have a better understanding of content. If you want to transition in the done, for you model, then okay, we can work on that eventually. But right now it's too early to tell. Yeah. Okay. Right now it's a hybrid. Yeah. So you have to outsource, yes, but then you learn how to, yeah. Any questions? Yeah, it should be coming in already. Okay, so I'm just gonna interview him a little bit, and then from there y'all can ask him questions. Okay. Remember, he only started out in content probably less than a year ago. Yeah. Previously, he wasn't doing content at all. He was just doing dropshipping. Okay, he said 4 minutes. How's the audio quality? Can you hear me? Okay, good. I just got a new laptop. Just a stupid Zoom got problem. I log in too many times already, then they lock me out because my password wrong. No. Dream big. I want to clean my room here. So much mess.
What does he actually sell?
What does he sell? You mean the course? He's
No,
just
like his drop shipping, what is he selling?
he just sell a mentorship course. Yeah.
But before he does content,
No, before that, like he did branded drop shipping. So he made money from branded drop shipping. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Then he decided to just sell a course, teach other people to do the same. Yeah, and then he built a system where his best students will also teach the new people coming in and everything, coaching course. Yeah. So yeah, people just buy his info product. But it's not really info product, it's info product plus coaching. Yeah. So I cannot evaluate the integrity of the course and whether like the subjective value is it worth 5K SGD. That one it's really up to the individuals to decide whether or not it's worth that 5K SGD. But to me it's like I said earlier, that's the way he made his money. So to him it's fully ethical because he made his money that way. He paid 30K for a mentor when he first started out. You know what I mean? So to him it's like there's nothing wrong with charging these people 5K. You get what I mean? Yeah,
yeah,
so
a bit like Edric lah.
Edgy is a bit different. Edgy doesn't really like Winston a lot. He respects the grind, he respects the charisma, he respects the marketing, but he doesn't like the style of it. But at the same time, he understands that Winston is young and this is a rite of passage he has to go through. I just spoke to Gabriel also. I spoke to Gabriel. He said when he was 20 years old, he was doing the same thing, renting stuff, bringing up his lifestyle so that he can continue to sell his recruitment and whatever. And then he wasn't very happy. Yeah, so then he got into a debt, six-figure debt at 23. And then eventually he found God. He turned his life around. And now he eventually helped to scale multiple brands to using ads. Yeah, so that's what he become known for. Very good at ads. So now he's deep diving into AI very heavily. Just had a conversation with him about AI. Very passionate about AI. Yeah, telling me about the future, telling me about the updates, how it's going to influence content. And he's doing a class actually, a master class, $97 only, from next Thursday, I think. I'll be there, 9 to 4. So if you're interested, I can probably send a link. I think it'd be quite interesting because I think AI is truly the future. Even Jeremy was saying it. I asked Jeremy how to make money, he said, just go and understand AI. And I understand the reason why they say certain things is because AI is like it does a human's job in a matter of microseconds. Yeah, the technology is rapid. Yeah. So even I'm hearing from them, I get a little bit scared, but you know what? Whatever, man. I'll take it as it comes. Yeah, I believe in my ability to adapt. Yeah. Xing'an, don't please be safe. What you doing there in the car? You came home already,
No, I'm driving, so it's fine. You can just carry on.
But you came
Yeah.
home already, right? You're not in Miami anymore, right?
Yeah, bro. You asked me third time already. I'm in
Yeah,
Singapore
but you
already.
keep posting, you keep backlog post, how I know.
No, I'm back. I'm back on Saturday morning. So I'm back in Singapore.
Ah,
Yeah. So yes. Yeah. Sorry for joining late. My
no problem. There's a
appointment.
recording. You should listen to recording, Xing'an. You should seriously
Okay.
listen to recording. Yeah, and tell me what you learned from it because today I got so many distinctions, man. I got so many distinctions today. Yeah.
Okay, will do. Thanks a lot, man.
Kevin, just to follow up on my previous question.
Yeah.
Your multi-part video, each of them will have a separate stake and payoff,
100%.
right?
100%. And here's the thing about this. I'll share another thing with you. You know, Radical Games had 9 parts, right? The 9 parts Radical Games are. Like, the first video that I posted had exponentially more views than the rest. And I made a mistake because I asked SGAG people, because I was basically walking around and I met SGAG people. So I asked them, how are my Radical Games? Because they asked, I saw Radical Games, they're not bad. Then I'm like, yeah, but then the views not very high. Then they're like, yeah, for series, you need to post back to back to back. Best if you post like 2 minutes apart. Because people will go and watch part 2, they go and watch part 3, then the algo will kind of run, and then all of them would like have views. We tested it already. Say that no matter how good our storyline is, if we post one day by one day, people will lose interest. It's not a Netflix series. So then I decided to go and post my 3 part together in one shot. It worked there. It worked. All of them had the same amount of views. Like 50 plus? Around the same somewhere. All the parts around the same. Yeah. So
But
I mean,
what
I can either argue with them or I say they're freaking SGAG, and I did okay lah. Must learn from them, Yeah. So in your case, right? Sorry, I say one last thing. In your case, if you want to create a multi-part vlog, then I would say post it the same. Unless your vlog is like, okay, you give me an example of, okay, first of all, I don't think you should be creating a multi-part vlog unless you are creating something that is a very extravagant thing. Then makes sense, like homeless in Korea, then okay. But if like it's just a day in a life, right? I don't think you should split it into 2 things. Yeah. That makes sense. Unless your day in a life has 2 interesting parts, then you split. So for example, one night I was sleep in the Jinju Bang, right? I said, okay, that deserves a part on its own. So I created the vlog just on me sleeping in the Jinju Bang. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Mason is here already. He's in New York now. He's in some apartment in New York. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Why do you have a skeleton, Oresh?
My apologies, bro.
Cannot on your phone. Oh, there you are. There you are. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. My bad, bro. I was downstairs doing some work. I just came back up.
Where are you at now?
In my hotel in New York, bro.
Which hotel is that?
I'm at the Marriott. It's at like it's right at Times Square, so it's pretty nice. I came here a couple of days back.
How's the feeling?
Yeah,
How's the
bro.
feeling like? How's the feeling like of being there?
It's just a culture shock, bro. Like, being in Singapore your entire life, then going to a Western country like America, just meet new people, new environment, and just new opportunities like right out the gate.
Yeah, it's amazing lah. It's amazing. One day I'll be there. You've expanded my vision quite a bit. You're 18, you're in New York. I've never been to New York. I've never been to the US. I've been to the US when I was young as a baby, but like I can't remember anything.
I think that's like the beauty of like building a personal brand, right? Because before I had my personal brand, I was looking for opportunities. But now that I have my personal brand and now that I have a following, opportunities come to you. And that's the beauty of it,
Right. All right. Thanks for being with us today. This is part of my clients that I'm working with for my mentees. They are a mix of individuals who are very passionate about and very sincere in creating value for their clients. A mix of agents in the property line, insurance, tuition center owner as well, and Barry is a host and an MC and a moderator. Yeah, so this is a bit of their profiles, and they're looking to build a personal brand where the ad is they're just starting out. Some of them have already done a bit of content, but they need to get into the gears. They need to get in the gears of just creating. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and then I'm going to open up the floor to Q&A. Can?
Okay, yeah, got you.
Okay. So tell me, I mean, we're kind of a bit familiar with your journey, but talk to us about 161. How were you like as a kid? Generally your parents, talk about your parents, talk about relationship, your siblings, how were you like basically before this drop shipping?
Yeah, for sure, bro. So like growing up, my parents weren't rich. Like my dad works construction, my mom works for the LTA. I think they have a combined monthly salary of like 7K a month. So there wasn't a lot of money. So I wasn't really like passionate about studies. Like I said, I got 161 for my PSLE, which is awful at the time. And then I went to Fajar Secondary School, did my N levels. I also retained a year. So I retained a year in secondary school. So like you could kind of see how bad I was at studies, right? So it wasn't really a thing from the start. I knew that there was something bigger, right? Because like I said, like growing up really had no inspiration. I just had people I didn't want to become around me. So social media really opened my eyes, not gonna lie. Like I would see people my age with, you know, the Lambos, the APs, the Ferraris, and I'm like, if they have it, why can't I have a piece of that? And that was where I realized that attention is basically the new currency in 2025, right? It's no longer like the older times where you need to pay for an ad, you know, for some advertisements. Right now, everything is organic, and that's the beauty of personal branding.
Okay. So you saw that, and then you obviously started without a personal brand first.
Yeah.
So from 16 to 17 plus, you were hustling. You made a decision to drop out. What was at a point of time, do you have a plan? Or was it just like a move that you decided to, whatever, I'm gonna try?
Yeah, nah. I dropped out the moment I made my first $1,000 online. So when I made my first $1,000 online, I just told my mom, look, I'm gonna drop out of school. This is not for me. You know, they all thought I was crazy, but my mom made a deal. My mom made a deal that if I could make 10K in the next year, so that was like $800 a month, then she would support my decision. So that's what I did. And then yeah, I never looked back ever since. I think it's just taking a risk, you know. But that's the thing about people in common, like they're not really risk takers. My risk appetite is pretty high just for the fact that I believe in myself. And that's the thing with people, they don't even believe in themselves in the first place. So they always have doubts about whether they can achieve things. But me, I've never once doubted myself. I always took that leap of faith, and I always believed in myself that I'm able to achieve anything only if you put in the work necessary.
Where did it stem from? Was it based on the religious backing? Was it just from, where was it sourced from?
Honestly, it wasn't really sourced from anybody. It was just like I had proof. I had proof that people were doing it and it was working. So why can't it work for me? That was always like my proof of concept. I saw people doing it, so I'm like, why can't I get a piece of that pie?
Okay. So again, I was talking to them earlier about belief shifts, right? And how important it is for wealth creation. And I was genuinely talking about how you also shifted my paradigms about wealth creation. You know, it helped me to accelerate my income as well. And in the same way, those guys actually did that for you. That's why you were able to, you know, change that belief system and operate on a different level. Uh, and then you decided that, okay, I'm going to start a personal brand because you were really profitable in branded dropshipping.
Yeah.
Tell us about the thought process when you first started out. What was the plan of action to create attention, to drive traffic, to eventually convert? Do you have a very clear plan to start? Yeah.
Yeah, I had a really clear plan from the start because when I first started dropshipping, I bought a mentorship as well. It was for $10,000. So I bought a $10,000 USD course when I had like 11K USD in my bank account. So I basically spent everything on information, and that was where it led me to be in this current situation. So I just thought to myself, I really worked so hard for all these connections, all these networks, all these years of hustling. Now it's time for me to sell this information to someone else, right? So I used to start off with a $97 program. So it was a $97 program. I was teaching people how to start drop shipping, a regular course, a regular community. And if you think about it, you need 10 people to make $1,000, right? So that's a lot of people just to make $1,000. And that was when I realized that, okay, I would much rather have quality people come into my program and then actually give them results and then use that as testimonial and then get more clients. So that's what I did. I moved from low ticket to high ticket. So right away, I moved to a 1.5K program, right? And then I thought to myself, like, yo, no one is going to pay 1.5K for a program. Like, I'm crazy. So I just tried it. And then in my first 4 hours of launching the program, I got my first sale. So 1.5K. So I just thought to myself, okay, cool. I just made 1.5K in 4 hours with information and like basically 100% profit. right? So I thought to myself, okay, cool. If one person is 1.5K, then 10 people is 11.5K, right? So that's when I realized that high ticket coaching is basically the move, because not only you get good quality people that you can actually train and give them results, you actually make more money as well with less effort.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Quick talk. Okay, let's quickly talk about detractors and quickly talk about counter arguments, right? I mean, you heard this before 1,000 times. You get a lot of flack for this. You get a lot of pressure for this as well. Um, why would you need to sell a course if you are really making money? I think you really addressed that question, right? So we're not talking
Yeah.
about it. It's more of like the ethics behind it. Do you feel that the people who come into your course, you're buying your stuff, you really feel that you are doing your best to ensure that fulfillment is equal or greater than the value they're paying for?
Yeah, 100%. Because that obviously me charging that information, it's not really so much for the information, right? Majority of it is for your time. So they're basically paying for your time. And that goes again to how much you value your time. So if you don't even value your time, you don't value yourself as a person, then selling a course wouldn't make sense. So it's just how you perceive yourself, and also at the same time, if you're able to provide results and able to change someone's life. Because if you did it for yourself, why can't you do it for someone else?
Right. Okay. So I think how to apply it also is like, in your own professions, like guys, you guys change lives, right? Essentially, you guys are changing lives, and the principles are the same. You're just gonna help people believe that your product, service, and offer is better than whatever is out there in the market. You're
Yeah.
competing for people's dollars. So let's talk about this, right? How do you compete? Because there are people out there that, are also doing something similar. There are dropshipping courses out there. Why do you think you managed to achieve this kind of success? What was the ingredients in your content strategy that helped?
Yeah, 100%. Well, right now we're in a gold mine. So this is basically the modern gold rush. In Singapore, personal branding is not big at all. So the fact that there's already people in this call wanting to build a personal brand, you're already 99% ahead of everyone, right? So when I started, I studied the market. I studied the gaps in the market. So I looked at what people were posting overseas, and then I figured out a way to implement it to the Singapore market. So I looked at it. No one in Singapore was really selling a dropshipping course, right? Everyone was either doing forex, crypto, property investment, all that stuff, right? So, and there was actually someone selling a dropshipping course, but it's this Singaporean guy. So if I was to come in here, I'll be competing with him. I don't like that. I want to be in a market where I'm the only competitor. So instead of promoting it as regular dropshipping, I made up the name branded dropshipping. Same thing as dropshipping, but just for the fact I said branded dropshipping, now it's my own market. Whereas if I came here and said that, oh, I'm just a regular dropshipper, then they have other choices. Right? It's the same thing as property investment, right? Let's say you're starting a property investment course. Instead of competing with 110 people out there, you can come in and say, hey guys, this is AI property investment. So now it's just all of a sudden it's this new thing. But in reality, it's the same thing. Right? It's just the illusion of like just psychology. Right? You're basically selling something new, but it's basically the same thing. Just for the fact that you're your own competitor and there's no competitors around you.
Yeah, and this is also applicable to me. I'm trying to see how to position my own course so that it is like fresh and it becomes a go-to market. It's kind of a makes sense offer in the market that people will come to me. But that's for me to go and think about. Um, okay, so let's deep dive into the technicals, right? So in terms of content strategy, you identify a gap already. How is that executed in terms of, say, edits, in terms of shooting processes, in terms of editing, in terms of pre-production? What was that go-to strategy when you go from pre to post-production?
Yeah, 100%. So number one is definitely scripting. So scripting your videos, I would say, is when I first started, it was really, really hard. But all thanks to AI, it's made our job 10 times easier. So I'm actually going to share with you guys something that I don't really share to anyone. I'm going to share you guys how I even script out all my content, how I script out 10 pieces of content in 10 minutes. And all this content takes me like less than 5 minutes to record. So what I have can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
in my screen right here is this AI. So basically what this AI does is not regular ChatGPT. This AI is specifically for content in Singapore, right? So if I'm going to type here, give me a 60-second script.
Yeah, pause you for a while, Winston. This is Gibbs product, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I've been using it a lot and it's really, really good. So I just want to share with you guys. Let's say property investment, right? So property investment, telling my story. I grew up in Singapore, bad environment, parents weren't rich, and I started making money with property investing. See, like, everyone doubted me in Singapore. Then a CTA at the end. Comment SG for my free property investment guide. So this is a very like broad thing, but just kind of give it more information about the script. Obviously, like you need to fill in your information if you're doing it yourself, but this is what I do, right? So boom. So it gives you a script. It gives you the hook, your backstory, and just telling your story so you don't seem so salesy, right? And that's content in 2025. Content in 2025 is not just saying that, hey guys, I'm a 30-year-old property investment. Like no one wants to hear that. People want to hear your story because that's how you stand out. So with this AI tool, it is automatically scripted for your story and it's perfect for storytelling. So right here, I already got a script in like 10 seconds. So I'm just gonna record this, then post it, and then done. So there's one video for the day already. And then I just do that for 9 more.
Yeah. To what extent do you okay, so obviously some edits a little bit on the script, right? To make sure it's a little bit
Yeah.
aligned with your stuff. Okay, that's fine. But obviously when I look at the post, when I look at the final product, there are a lot of B-rolls involved, there are a lot of different angles. So obviously you set up the angles. Is that done by your team or?
So me, I will just make it. The two types of edits I do is either one very professional high editing, or
one
I just
talking
make it
head.
raw.
Yeah.
Raw talking head. So quite literally, like you just get your phone, and then you just talk to the camera and look at the script. So if anything, that converts way better just for the fact that it's authentic and you're actually talking to someone, right? Sometimes less is more. So if you have no edits, no nothing, just telling your story, people will resonate with you even more, right? Obviously, the high editing and stuff, it makes you look more professional. You will attract more quality people, but you want your story to be heard, and you want people to know who you are and understand your story so that they can buy something from you, because you're not going to sell your course from someone looking at your video in the first second, right? There's a book, basically it says that it takes someone 7 hours of content they have to consume for you, then they'll buy something. Which is why that you're gonna keep telling your story and not just like shove something in front of your face. And that's where nurturing comes, right? So nurturing, you post on your story every single day, you talk about your story every single day, and eventually they'll feel resonated with you and then they will buy. Because like I said, people don't buy for the fact that you're maybe a millionaire property investment or you own 5 tuition centers. No one cares. People care about if they resonate with you and they can connect with you.
Yeah, solid stuff. Wow, even I'm learning a lot, man. Thanks. I got some stuff to think about also. But yeah, I think the last thing I want to ask before I open up the floor is talk to us a bit about environment. Talk to us a bit about your influences in getting to this thought process. Because clearly you didn't speak like that at 16, right? What was it? Who are the people that you hang out with that allowed you to speak with this clarity and present yourself in front of a crowd, in front of a camera?
Yeah, 100%. I think number one, it just goes with the people you surround yourself with, right? So growing up, I surrounded myself with people who were in gangs, all the people, basically all the YPs, right? All the local guys that they were speaking Singlish, they didn't know how to like enunciate certain words. So it's just bad vibes, right? And the moment I started posting on social media, more people started seeing my content, right? And I have never had a single rich guy hate on me before. Never in my life. It's always the people who are below me who are throwing shade at me. So like I said, now that I have more following and now that more people know me, opportunities come to me, right? People start messaging me, people start reaching out to me, not to buy my course, but just for the fact to connect. Like yesterday, I was with my friends, 4 of my dropshipping friends, all of them make $75,000 in a single day. 75K in a day, consistently every single month, which is just mind blown, right? And when I hang out with them, they're just regular people, right? They play basketball, they do all sorts of stuff, they watch TikToks, they brain rot. But when it's time to work, they work, right? And when we're all working, we're all talking about ways to make money. And it's just that the people you kind of surround yourself with, you are a direct reflection of whoever you are with. So I just think that you gotta start surrounding yourself with people who are have the same mindset and same goals. So that's why a mentorship is so good, right? Because when you join a mentorship, you're with people who have the same mindset, who have the same direction, and you can talk about certain things with them. Because when you talk about things with your normal friends, it will sound like you're bragging. It will sound like you're flexing your achievements. But when you talk with people with the same mindset, it's actually more like motivation. So it's like a mentorship is a great place to connect. I've bought mentorships not to watch the course, but just so I can connect with people there. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, my guy does it also, my agency owner. The guy that I'm working with also. I mean, I've told you all this story before, guys, right? That he basically transformed both Radical Homes and Radical Age just purely by, him talking to me and him running my ads. So it's very valuable, and I really hope that I can continue to provide value for all of you, not just from a technical standpoint, but more so from a belief standpoint. Because frankly speaking, if you all get the belief right, it will also help in your own businesses, not just in content. Yeah. So, great. Thanks, Winston. Just maybe a bit of Q&A, and then we are good. I don't hold you back too long. Anyone else?
Forget it, bro.
Yeah. So let's open up the floor for your last questions. But you're coming back in July, right?
Yeah, I'm coming back July 15. I'm gonna be here for a couple weeks, bro. Just gonna connect, make some money, film content.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, man, hey yo, let's answer some questions, guys. I actually want to meet you guys, not gonna lie.
Jerry, I think
yeah, I see Isaac smiling right there. I see he also smiling, covering his face.
Harry said I'll be the first one, all right? Since no one's asked. Ladies first, always. Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, by being such a young age, right, it's pretty inspiring. So, what actually motivates you? I mean, you don't, or it's just that you have been loving social media all the way, and then you just think that, I'm just cut out for content. This is the way that, this is just my, I don't know, right? I mean, it's hard, right? It's not as easy that I want to film content, it just comes, right? It needs a lot of planning, it needs a lot of courage, it needs a lot of, so what's the things that persevere you going on,
Yeah, 100%. So when I first started out, I'm not gonna lie, the whole point of why I create content was just to make money, right? It was solely the fact just to make money. But it comes to a certain point where you hit all your goals, you make all the money, where it doesn't fulfill you anymore. So then it comes to your purpose, right? What is your purpose in life? So I find fulfillment in telling my story. I find fulfillment with people resonating with me, and I find fulfillment with helping other people. So that is my purpose, because there is no such thing as motivation. I don't really get motivated at all, because I used to really depend on motivation to get stuff done. And let's be real here, right? We're all human beings. We all get demotivated and motivated quite often. So then it comes again to discipline, right? You have to be committed to your commitment, right? Some people, they wake up in the morning and then they base their day on how they feel. Like, let's say you wake up in the morning and you're tired and you don't want to do anything, so you sleep all day. But I wake up in the morning, I feel tired, but regardless, I still do the things I need to do because of the commitment I have to myself. So then it comes again to not lying to yourself, right? As a person, the strongest thing you have is your word. So small things like you tell yourself, okay, at 9:30, I'm gonna go do the dishes. But 9:30, you don't do anything. So you lie to yourself. So it's these small things that really matter. And I really believe in keeping the word to myself. So if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And there's no motivation involved, only discipline. So then again, just come to your purpose. You need to find a purpose in life. So it's just kind of how I see it. And my mom is like, she's not really getting younger by the clock. Every day I'll see her working till like 2 a.m. So there's also like one thing I find purpose in, just helping her out in the future. So yeah, just definitely gotta find what fulfills you, as a person.
Amazing. Thank you.
Oh shit.
Hi, Rayston.
Yo, what's going on, brother?
Hi, I'm Zhen Hao. Yeah. So my question is, in your 2 years journey doing dropshipping? 2 years?
Coming 3 years, yeah.
3 years, yeah. Has there been like other than the online naysayers has anyone close to you been a naysayer? And how do you deal with that? Yeah.
You mean like they doubted me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone doubted me. Even my mom, my best friend doubted me, my parents doubted me. But then like, I looked at it this way, right? Like, why is someone who doesn't have what I want telling me what to do? So I'm just thinking about that, like, doesn't make sense, right? Like, if I talk to a dropshipper doing $1 million in a single month, and he's telling me that it's possible, I'm gonna listen to him. Right? I'm not gonna go to school and listen to my teacher, working as an English teacher. She's never written a book. She never wrote anything in her life. All she does is just teach English. So they don't even preach what they're teaching. So I've always not listened to people who don't have what I want, but I listen to people who have what I want, because that's how you're going to achieve things. So definitely people hating on you, doubting you is going to be there 100%, but there is nothing more fulfilling in the whole entire world than proving other people wrong. But most importantly, proving yourself right, which then again comes to your purpose. If I'm able to prove myself right, not doing things for other people, I'm happy. That's my purpose. So that's just kind of like what you really got to look for in life, I guess. You're gonna have doubters. Everyone's gonna doubt you. Like your friends will tell you, like, "Oh, you're crushing it, bro. Like, keep doing it." But later on, they'll be on a WhatsApp call talking shit about you. Like, it's sad, but that's how it is. You really gotta go on your own lane. And if you keep trying to please others instead of pleasing yourself, you're gonna be in a constant state of depression. And that's how I live for like majority of my life. I keep trying to please others. I want to please my mom, need to please my grandma, my cousins, need to get A's, need to get these results. But I wasn't happy. So just gonna find what you want and what you love. That's the most important thing in life.
Thanks for that. I'm just a follow-up question, because you are able to tune out the other naysayers, right? But if it's your family, then how do you deal with them?
Well, as cruel as it seems, but like I look at my mom making 4K a month. I look at my dad making like 3.5K a month. My dad drives a Toyota. My mom doesn't have any luxurious stuff. And I look at them like, I don't want to live that life, right? I don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to be coming home and then worry about if I can pay the bills. I want to live life on my own means. So I have never once listened to them. Like, and I was a very, very rebellious child. So that was how I was as a person always, right? I got tattoos when I was 14 years old. I would skip school every day for like 6 months when I was in secondary school just to drop ship. My parents would kick me out of the house, all that stuff. I was really, really rebellious. So that is not good. But what I'm trying to say is I've always been a firm believer of believing in myself and listening to people who had what I wanted. So you really gotta like put the whole family thing aside, and your family know what's best for you, but they can't tell you what to do if they don't have what you want. So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how it is and how I looked at it. It might seem kind of like cruel, kind of fucked up, but that's just how the world is and how society is. And no one's gonna save you except for yourself. So you really gotta like go your own path, and unless you want to follow their direction, then you listen to them. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
What about the relationship with your parents now? Now that they see you making this kind of money, what are they thinking? Do they actually realize? Do they actually believe it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, now like this is what go back and say. When I first started, they were all hate. My mom was a hater. Like she was hating on me. My dad wasn't believing in me. But I just every night I would go to sleep and be like, yo, when I make it right, I'm gonna go to them and I'm gonna laugh at their face. I'm gonna like tell them like, I told you. So now my parents didn't actually understand until like maybe a couple months back when their colleagues will come up to them and say that, oh, is this Rayston? And like my cousins will start talking about me. They didn't really understand until a couple months back. So now that they actually see what's happening, then obviously they're very, very proud of me. And they've also been surprisingly like do the same, my brothers. So I have an 11-year-old brother. My 11-year-old brother is like heavily inspired by me, but like he's my biggest fan. Like he clips for me. My little brother clips for me. So he has his own TikTok account called Rayston Clips, and he will take my videos and then he will post it as like short form content. So, and my mom also has like realized that. So my little brother right now, he is a coder. So my mom paid for a $2,000 Roblox coding mentorship for my little brother. Okay, so right now every day he is learning how to start coding in Roblox, and right now he has his own game. He's averaging around 50 to 70 viewers. He makes about like $400 every single month off his Roblox game. So there needs to be someone in your family to prove to everyone else that, hey, what I'm doing works and you need to believe in me. But they're not going to believe in you until you actually do it. So yeah, I mean, that's how it is, I guess.
You know what? This is really powerful stuff. You should share more of this. I believe that eventually your brand will shift towards there. Obviously, now you got to do the flashy stuff because it sells. But this is just me from my heart telling you that eventually when you move towards this, your brand will take on a different turn also. And it's fine. It's up to you. It's entirely up to you because this is your choice.
Yeah, I mean,
right? Yeah.
I'm really knowing like I got really. Ooh. Am I lagging?
A little bit, yeah. No, but I hear the essence of it, yeah. No, like when we come back and we do a stream together, we plan something good. I think it'll be fun. I think we plan an afternoon to night stream. Maybe we end off at a club or something. Just have fun. And like I can structure a little bit to just bring out the best in you and vice versa. And we can also interact with people on the streets. I think it's gonna be very, very fun. I mean, you bringing back streaming to Singapore also it's another new thing. Right? The fact that you are trying to break boundaries with that, it's also interesting because streamers in Singapore don't do that. Like it's a very big thing in America, but no, even Super Cat K and these bigger streamers. I mean, apart from Super Cat K, I don't know any Singapore streamers, because they don't have clippers and they're not entertaining enough for me to want to watch. You get what I mean? So if we can bring that into public and do a stream and then get our clippers to kind of hit that, like it will create a new wave of things and hopefully have a positive impact. But it's very. I like streaming because it's very raw. It's like it's you and a camera and you have nothing else to entertain the audience but yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I want to talk about something actually. It's completely like irrelevant for what you're talking about, but like I think personal branding, especially if you sell a course, like this is what I realized a couple like weeks back. Because right now, what I'm doing is I sell a dropshipping mentorship, right? So people will pay me the upfront payment, so X amounts for the mentorship. Then once they join the mentorship, there's actually more ways of money that you can make. So I'll break it down for you. Like right now, I have 6 sources of income. Okay. So one is my branded dropshipping. Okay. Second is my course. Third is my affiliate. Okay. So for every single person that joins my mentorship, they have to use Shopify because Shopify is where you build your stores at. Right. So I will then share my affiliate code with them. So from all these people joining and using my code, I'm making like 4 to 5K every single month just on affiliates. Okay. So when they join the affiliate, that's really one source of income. And you guys can also like, maybe if you're doing something like, you can basically make more money from your students, right? And then I'll also sell suppliers, right? So I have my own supplier and then I tell my supplier, look, I have students coming into my mentorship. I'm going to give you these students, but I want a cheaper price for my own products. So now the fact that I'm able to provide value, I can leverage the fact that I have a mentorship, I have students coming into my program. I leverage that for myself, and now I get cheaper products for my own store. Okay. And I also run my own ad accounts. So basically like for me, it's kind of different for you guys, but like basically when someone wants to run ads on Facebook, they need an ad account. And I'm my own ad account guy. So I partner with this guy to work with an ad account. And whenever someone buys the ad account, I'm making money off it as well. So it's just different ways like you can funnel the whole entire mentorship that there's so much money to be made. Like it's never a one-time payment. It's never a monthly payment. The money like it's like flowing, and that's like personal branding is so good because there's so many ways you can make money. Like it's crazy. There's just one thought that I think I'd share, but there's a lot of funnels that you can make money off.
Yeah. Great. I hope guys can build a belief, but at the end of the day, attention still is the first thing, right? And you still have to build a personal brand. So all these are nice, all these are fantastic, but I don't want to let you all get carried away with this because you haven't even started posting the first video, some of you.
Oh, they haven't what?
Yeah. So we need to start talking and you just need to post the first videos first. I cannot keep saying about all this stuff without you posting the first video and doing stuff. So
So
yeah,
can
some
I
of
ask
them-
the next question that is related to what you just said?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking what to ask also. Okay, so Rayston, right? For newbies like us, because because Kevin just played your video, and my first impression is you are very arrogant in a good way because you portray confidence. Yeah, in a very zhuai way lah, but it's a good zhuai lah. Okay, so for us with different personalities, how do you suggest we find our voice in content creation? Or how do you find yours?
Well, how to find your voice is number one, you need to speak more to the camera. Okay, when I made my first video, holy shit, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like I was just talking to the camera, like, guys, I'm a 17-year-old, but like it was very bland. And your first video is not going to be best. Your first video is going to be so shit. But that's how you learn, right? That's how you learn. The more videos to make, the more your personality comes out because the more comfortable you get, right? So there's really no method. There's no like tips and trick. If you want to get good at speaking, if you want to find your voice, record more, talk more. That's how it is. Like, and just treat it like your video calling your friend, right? If you're video calling your friend, you show more of your personality. You'll be smiling in your videos, stuff like that. Just treat it as like you're talking to your friend on camera. But like I said, your first couple of videos are not going to be good. But you need to be yourself. Just be yourself. Like you can't really like put up an act on social media because how long can that act really last for? So you just gotta be yourself. I feel like, and that's the hardest thing. To be yourself is the hardest thing. Being the greatest achievement in this world is to be yourself in a world that is trying to make you different. Because the world is trying to make you a different person. Because the opinions about you, people have certain inputs, and it just rewires your brain. So if you're able to block out everything and you follow your heart and your mind, that's where you find your voice.
Awesome, bro. Awesome.
Yeah, there's just some sauce, I guess, but it wasn't like it was pretty hard for me as well, like when I first talked to the camera. So
Yeah, we have recorded footage. I know where's my phone somewhere of Rayston screwing up our interview multiple times. Never saw the light of day, by the way. That video got more than 100,000 views, obviously, even though my audio sucked because it's not connected. But what that video he kept screwing up. Then I told him, don't worry, we can edit it, and then we eventually got through it. But just to show you all that it's very human. And at that point of time, it's really on social media for a period of time, like a long period of time.
well, you fuck up. Like even now when I record my videos, like, I'll fuck up. But editing is you just need to get an editor. But what I recommend you guys when you're first starting out is edit your own videos. Do not get an editor.
I told him the same
Do
thing.
not get an editor.
You all cannot outsource it at the beginning. Yeah.
Exactly. Like you cannot get an editor just for the fact that you need to learn how to edit because that's how you learn. And then once you actually know how to edit and when your videos actually start getting more viewers, then you can automate it and focus on things that's going to make you more money, which is posting more content. Then you leave the editing side to other people. But edit it on CapCut. Like you guys use CapCut, right? Yeah, like CapCut is so easy. Like my 11-year-old brothers my 11-year-old brother edits on CapCut. So like if you guys can't even edit on CapCut, right? Like it's quite rubber. It's really, really simple. And you just need to focus on, like, for content, it's all about silencers, right? When you talk, you gotta be flowing. You gotta be flowing. You can't just be like, yo guys, I'm a 29-year-old property investment and here's my story. So when I first started out, then there's the blank, right? You gotta be cutting out everything. It needs to flow like, I'm a 29-year-old, blah, 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 blah. It needs to keep flowing because people, their attention span is so cooked, that it's so fucked. The moment they get bored, it's swiping out a video. So if it's constantly hitting that dopamine, there's sound effects, there is text popping out on the screen, there's effects and stuff like that, it keeps them wanting to watch the video more. Which is why in my videos, right, I talk very, very fast. But it's all editing. Sometimes I will talk slow, then I will speed up my video a little bit, just for the fact that it will flow. And then it keeps the attention rate and it keeps them watching the entire video more. But yeah.
Great. Great, man. Looking forward to you coming back, doing the stream.
Jason, can I ask a question? Quick one.
Yes.
Jason here. Just want to ask, like, how important do you think, like, the engagement in terms of responding to comments with likes and responses, do you think it's important? Like, for example, right, sometimes, like, my videos is not a lot, but still got some haters saying how, like, property agents are screwed up and all that. If you do you think I should respond to them? Does it help the algorithm? Or do I just ignore them? What do you think?
Okay, so if it's haters, I just ignore them. Like I just ignore them, but I don't ever delete a comment, just for the fact that, like, when people see someone hating, and then the other hater will go and comment under that hater's post and be like, "Oh my god, bro, you're so right." So then it's just like it's a whole like hater chain, right? So the more comments you get, the more your video gets posted to the algorithm, right? And it depends. Are you posting on TikTok or Instagram?
On TikTok.
TikTok.
Oh, is it
okay, cool.
Too?
Both lah. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what I do is I'll upload it on TikTok, then I'll upload it on Instagram. And on Instagram, I use ManyChat. So basically, whenever someone comments a keyword, then there's an AI that automatically responds to the comment, and then it sends them a DM. So let's say if 50 people comment on your Instagram post, it's now 100 because the AI is responding to every single one of them. So then more comments there are, then it's posted out more to the algorithm. And you go viral not by the comments and likes or shares. Like it helps. But you go viral on the watch time, which is why it's so important that your videos need to be entertaining and it needs to keep them like watching the whole entire video. Which is why like I really preach on a hook. Like a hook is damn important. I'm sure like Kevin has already told you guys, but like your hook is basically the bread and butter of the whole entire video. Like if your first 3 seconds of the video is not entertaining, then swiping off, then you won't go viral. Right? You go viral by how long people watch the whole entire video.
What's your process of determining a right hook? And do you have like a system where you do a video, then you figure out the hook, or you do the hook, then you figure out how to do the rest of the video?
So I normally just think of a hook first. So give me like an idea, bro. Like what videos do you want to post? Like your upcoming videos ideas that you want to post.
Okay, say for example, let's try to think of a not so interesting topic. Say a process of selling a HDB. Let's say a HDB process for a real estate agent. And then you're talking about timeline. How do you find a hook for that?
So wait, HDBs for repeat that again.
Say for example, I'm trying to educate people on the process of selling a HDB.
Oh, selling a HDB, okay.
That's right. So like there's a timeline, right? So the video itself is kind of like dull. Then how do you think of a hook then to get people interested? Or do you like just scrap the topic if it's boring? I just want to think about how you process.
I don't know. So if the video is how does the process of selling a HDB look like? So the first second of the hook could be something like don't buy a HDB in Singapore in 2025. And then that has nothing to do with the video, right? But that's the hook. So then they'll be like, oh shit, like, wait, why don't I buy a HDB? Then you start telling them about it. Like, so it might have nothing to do with the video, but it keeps them hooked up. Like, here's why you shouldn't buy a HDB in 2025. Boom, quick. And then they'll be like, oh, wait, why shouldn't I buy? Then you start talking about it. Then maybe people that don't want to sell HDB, they might click off. But the whole point here is you want to attract people who already have a HDB or like, yeah, stuff like that. So the hook doesn't necessarily have to be related to the video, but it just needs to you need to get their attention. You need to get their attention. Like, rather than you say, here's how to sell a HDB in 2025, then people who like aren't selling HDB, they're clicking off already. But with this, you're attracting more people. So even if you get people who don't have a HDB, they're watching your videos, and that's watch time. Then when there's more watch time, more people will see it, and then you get more people who want to sell HDB to see it. So it's all about volume. It's all about a target audience, especially in content.
So after 2 years of doing this, right, you're extremely good at it, right? So how do you have so far like built a list of hooks that you go to? You know what? I'll just like look at these hooks and then I just, okay, this is the one I want, something like that. Do you have like a list?
I don't have a list, but what I will do is I'll go on TikTok or Instagram Reels. I will scroll. I will see what's viral for other people. So let's say this guy, he's doing trading and this video has 1 million views. So with that video, I will then implement it for my own business. So with his hook, instead of trading, I just put dropshipping. I never ever make my own hook. I never. Content is all about copying, right? Good artists create, great artists steal. So if you can see what's already working, use that, but make it better. It's a proven formula to go viral. And that's the thing. People try to reinvent the wheel. Do not ever reinvent the wheel. I never reinvent the wheel. All my content is from other people. I just take theirs and make it my own.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what you need to do is you need to see other property investments in the States, right? In Australia, in other countries, and see what's going viral for them. Then what's going viral for them, use it in the Singapore term.
Yeah.
So it's really proven to go viral.
Yeah. Yeah, and I taught you about this, right? This is the same process that I taught you all to do as well, right? This is sometimes you need someone else to tell you to reinforce it. But we are all working on the same thing. I went viral initially because I duplicated American YouTubers on kindness content. Exactly the same. I just implemented my own personality. That's all. It's exactly the same, right? Every single viral idea that I got, right, is taken from somebody else. Okay? Some really original ones are like flying the homeless man. That one is really me. I didn't really get, but in itself, but that being said, there have been other creators that have done similar things before, and that has gone viral, right? They have flown people to do things before, so that concept is not new. You get what I mean? So okay. And the thing about the hooks is that yes, I really send you in the manual. There's 1,000 viral hooks there, but more importantly, right, is that you need to look at how you need to create a hook from, yes, if you want to create a video, you need to create a hook from what you think it's. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's also the video, like what Rayson said. You have the video, then you think of what is the best way to introduce the verbal hook as well as the textual hook. For example, I want to talk about education. I told you already, right? I do a talking head content, talking about education. So I say, where is the best place to cut it? And the best place to cut it is at a statement where it's sharp and it's juxtaposed, right? And it's controversial. So our education system is so perfect that it's potentially broken. Then my textual hook is education broken? You get what I mean? So it's like that. And when I did one video with Rayson and Imran, right? You might think that it's just luckily I lucky cut the video on, but it's not. I'm very intentional with it. I said, you both dropped out of school at a very young age. Rayson at 16, Imran at 17. And within that 3 seconds, I shift the attention from me to Rayson to Imran in 3 seconds. So I have a visual hook, I have a verbal hook, as well as a textual hook. Should you drop out of school to pursue business? Okay, so that video got, I think, 200K or something like that. Yeah, so sometimes these kind of hooks you cannot really create from nothing, but you need to look at what is the best thing that makes sense in terms of okay, intuitively, I know that it makes sense because anytime someone talks about his story of dropping out, it gets views. You know what I mean? So that is the concept that I take to design the hook. Sometimes it's not a direct copy, but the concept is copied. The idea of the interest is copied. You get what I mean? So I give you another example, right? Janice and me, we did the interview. So we did the discussion thing and it got like 600K, 700K views on Instagram. Huh? The hook was what? It's just, do women who make more reduce their dating pool drastically? It's just a question. But why did that work? Because I know that gender issues are a big thing. I know that a lot of women feel like their dating pool is reduced and they're conflicted whether they should reduce their light or whatever. And there's a lot of issues around clarity. But Jenny's X factor is that she's extremely clear about life. Now, she lost her mom to cancer a couple of years back, and she's gone through a lot, but she's very stoic and very resilient. So her X factor is that she can articulate her points and be very clear on what she stands for. Very few people can do that. So I just leaned into that. I illuminated that through questioning and brought that out, right? And then that went viral. So I said certain things as well, right? So it's like a rehook. So another thing about a video is that, okay, this is a high level video. I don't want to overwhelm you, that's the thing. You just need to start shooting. Another thing is called a rehook. So there's a hook in the video, but there's also a rehook in the middle of the video. Okay? So my rehook is what? I said, Janice, you told me that you won't date someone who earns less than 100K a year. You might not date someone who earns less than 100K a year. That in itself is a rehook because I'm triggering people's emotions again. You get what I mean? Yeah, and I know that would trigger. Now, okay, one person is a master at this is Andrew Tate. Okay, whether you like what he said or not, like he's just a master at creating attention. Just from his tonality, just from the way he structures narratives, from his humor. Everything met together, it is nobody has done the same, no one has done it on that scale in that fast a time. Nobody comes close at all. Yeah. So I study him quite a bit. And I adapt a little bit of that. But you don't need to be that extreme. My point is that you need to be bold. You need to be bold. You need to make bold statements. If you don't make bold statements and you start off the video very insipid, very like standard, okay, these are 5 hacks to get more from HDB. Nobody's gonna care because it is there on ChatGPT. You get what I mean? Yeah. So stories sell, mediums sell personality as well as the way you phrase information. Yeah. We say anything.
Huh?
You want anything?
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing like too much like guys, I mean, at the end of the day, right, like giving you all this information, giving you all this source is useless if you don't implement it. Right? You can have all the best information, you can have all this knowledge, but if you're not doing anything, then it's useless. So if tomorrow you're not posting a new video implementing all these new ideas, then it's useless. So like what you should be doing right after this call is script out a new video for tomorrow, use the hook, use all that stuff, and then post it tomorrow. You should be like just taking action and acting quick on it. And your next video doesn't really need to be anything high quality. You can just literally take your iPhone, record a talking video, and just talk about your story. That's how you stand out. People want to hear a story, not about your achievement is good, but they want to know how you grew up. They want to know what your parents said about you. They want to know what you experienced, how people were hating on you. Because I guarantee you, people resonate and people buy if they're able to have a connection with you. So tomorrow, everyone here gotta post a new video, bro. Like a new video tomorrow, or else
You gotta
or
pay
else,
extra.
or else I'm gonna post a new video and take all your views. So everyone here gotta post a new video tomorrow, bro. Seriously, gotta lock in. Let's do it. Anything you want to share? Actually, I actually got something I want to share. Like, here's what I found works for me. So I'm just gonna share it with you guys because like I don't really care. Like we're all in a different niche, so it's really like nothing harming towards me. But I've been doing this new style of editing. I'm gonna share with you guys real quick.
I think I shared them already, but you can share again.
Yeah, so this is a new video, and I'm gonna show you guys how you can actually record these type of videos and get it edited as well. I'll show you real quick. It'll take me like 30 seconds. 1 second.
Are you gonna share screen? Oh wait, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. Oh. Yeah. Okay, man. Kanye West. Okay, I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you an example of a hook, storytelling, and also a CTA. So this video alone, like, I'm going to make like maybe like 5K, 10K from it, from just this one video, just for the fact that it is completely 100% optimized for sales. Show you real quick. Oh shit, oops, wrong. Here. Okay, can you guys see? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, can.
Wait,
But no
wait,
sound.
wait. You gotta share a sound. When you share
There's
screen,
no
just
sound?
click the sound, yeah. You stop share first, then you share again, but make sure you click.
Yeah, I got you. Alright, better? 4 years ago, I was 14 years old, just got into my first relationship and I thought it was everything, until I got cheated on. That heartbreak, it destroyed me. I was depressed and I honestly didn't even know who I was anymore. And I know you watching this video right now have went through the same exact thing. Maybe you didn't get cheated on, but you got heartbroken and you know exactly how that feels. But what happens when you're mentally broken and no one even notices about it? And from that exact moment was when I realized no one is going to save you except for yourself. So I did the obvious and I decided to save myself. I locked myself in a room and decided to go all in on branded dropshipping. Not the old 2016 kinds, but real branding, real marketing, and real money. And I didn't stop there. I became the first person in Singapore to start teaching other Singaporeans how to start branded dropshipping in 2025. Why? Because everything you've been watching online, the Americans, their economy, their mindset, it's different. It's not made for Singaporeans because we play a different rule here. But in the last 30 days, I've taught over 1,000 Singaporeans how to start branded dropshipping live. People just like you who felt lost, confused, and stuck. But don't take it from me. Here's what Sebastian, Xavier, Albridge, and many other Singaporeans had to say. So if you're still wondering how a 14-year-old Singaporean kid who got his heart broken at 14 years old managed to build a 7-figure empire at just 18 years old and completely change his life, follow me here on Instagram, Rayson Heem. Scroll through my content and it might just be the one that will change your life next. So look, bro, like, this is like a perfect example of storytelling, and you notice how throughout the whole entire video, I kept talking about you. Like, I kept like, I got heartbroken and you probably did too. I became the first Singaporean to do this thing. Basically, there's a lot of Singaporeans and there's a lot of talking to you. So you gotta have your target audience, right? So you gotta be saying that you are a Singaporean, you're the first Singaporean to do this, and just talking to the guys. So this is a perfect mix of storytelling, targeting your audience, and then at the end, just be like, okay guys, follow me on Instagram, I'll show you how to do it for free. So I'm not selling anything here, right? I'm basically giving free stuff, and people love free stuff. So if you're able to give out free information, that's how you nurture them, and that's how the money is made. And this was all made by AI. I recorded this video in 5 minutes. So, and the editing part, you can just pay someone to do it, because this one is a little bit complicated to edit. But this is kind of like what's working for me. Those format works perfectly well because the text that you see is all over the screen, right? So they're looking at the text all over the screen, and it keeps them like more engaged to watch it. So yeah, this is something that's working for me. I mean, you guys can implement it on your own business if you want, but just gonna share with you what's going viral and what's making me a lot of money right now. Yeah, like ever since I started posting this exact format, like with the borders, storytelling, like my income straight away like 4 or 5x. So yeah, some sauce give to you guys. But just focus on storytelling, guys. Like, don't really go too much on like the educational stuff is good, but people want to hear a story. Yeah, I think that should be about it.
All right. Right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, Rayson. I'll catch up with you in a bit.
Thank you, Rayson.
Oh yeah, I got you guys. Oh shit. All right.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Are you gonna visit the Trump Tower?
I'm gonna go like I'm going Soho today. It's some place in New York. I'm gonna go there, do some shopping, get some content, and then yeah, like it's gonna be fun. Then
Definitely should go Trump Tower. That will get you
yeah,
views.
yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go Trump Tower. Then I'm gonna go like it's all the
Rockefeller.
yeah. I'm just gonna go all the places, just record. And it's like that's the thing, right? That's the thing of personal brand. Like wherever, like, even if you go on vacation, like you can make money as well from like you being in the vacation, which is like insane. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna make a move now. I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Kevin, thanks for having me here, bro.
Appreciate it. Take care. Take good care. I'll see you in a bit.
Thanks, Rayston. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Got you. Peace out, guys.
Okay, it's overwhelming even for me, but I want to kind of take a step back and let you all know that you need to contextualize information. You cannot just take everything and apply it directly to you, right? Like I said from the start, his game is different, your game is slightly different. The overlaps, you need to take the overlaps, filter what is necessary for you, and then leave out the rest. Yeah, because he's not you and you're not him. But we are both people that want to build a personal brand, people that have similar values in certain areas. Just gotta take that and run with it. Yeah. But what is definitely true is that you have to start posting, and and don't be afraid to just do a talking head video without much edits and whatever, like what he said. So all this storytelling stuff is okay, and I'll teach you how to do it eventually. And you guys, I mean, Bernice has started doing it already, right? Waiting for it to be edited, then we can look at it. But that will come in a bit. Just start doing talking head first, and then when you get comfortable in front of the camera, then we can look at how to do storytelling edits. In the meantime, I'm gonna be researching AI tools, prompts that can help to create scripts. But personally, I write my own scripts. Yeah, but I use AI, but I'm gonna try storytelling format as well. So this is my word to you. I have to practice what I preach. I'm gonna try this format as well. Yeah, and see where that takes me. Maybe not so much directly to a CTA, but more of like my journey and just expanding it. Yeah. Okay, Ken. Okay, it's been 2 hours. Take care, guys. Anything else, just text me, okay? Bye.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kevin. Good
Welcome.
night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Solid.